Hello. Construction is underway to put a dent in the lack of affordable housing in Pittsburgh. We'll hear an update on a multi-million-dollar project. And a play hits the Pittsburgh stage soon to tell the true story of the impact of a government medical study on Black men in Tuskegee, Alabama. The writer joins us to share why it's an important story to tell. Plus, the Pittsburgh members of an historic sorority are celebrating 112 years. We'll tell you about their upcoming Founders Day celebration. So pull up a chair and meet us at the corner. Intersection starts right now. Hello, I'm Lisa Smith, the Director of Community Impact at KDKA Plus and the host of Intersections. Affordable housing remains a concern in Pittsburgh and around the country. According to a Pew Research Center survey published last fall, 69% of responders said that they were very concerned about the cost of housing, and that's an 8% jump from the previous year. But a couple of local organizations are collaborating in building affordable units focused on women and people experiencing homelessness. Here to share more details are Annette Fetchko. She is the Executive Director of Bethlehem Haven, along with Lena Andrews, the CEO of Action Housing. Thanks so much for being with us today. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. So first, let's kind of have you guys tell us a little bit about your organization. So Annette, tell us about Bethlehem Haven.
Again, thank you. So Bethlehem Haven is a ministry of Pittsburgh Mercy. Bethlehem Haven was acquired by Pittsburgh Mercy in 2016. However, Bethlehem Haven has really a legacy of service to women experiencing homelessness in Pittsburgh and Allegheny County. We're actually celebrating over 40 years of providing emergency shelter for women in Uptown. We have a 28-bed emergency shelter that is full every night since our doors opened over 40 years ago. In addition, Bethlehem Haven understands the continuum that needs to be made available to individuals experiencing homelessness. So we also have located in Uptown at 1410 Fifth Avenue a 26 SRO single room occupancy program that houses women who, due to their physical and behavioral health disabilities, cannot thrive independently in the community. So for these women, they call Bethlehem Haven home. In addition to those emergency and permanent supportive services, we also have a medical respite program. It was the first of its kind in the region, and it's a program that provides post-acute care for individuals who are unstably housed or homeless. So, for example, they may have had an inpatient hospital stay and no longer need that level of care, but they need a safe place to recuperate and receive ongoing care. So we have a 28-bed medical respite program for both men and women experiencing homelessness. This really complements the legacy of the continuum of care for homeless services that defines Pittsburgh Mercy. Pittsburgh Mercy really provides, as we all know, a community of care for individuals experiencing homelessness, whether it's providing the services at the 2nd Avenue Commons, where Pittsburgh Mercy provides emergency shelter, day engagement services. They also are administering the winter overflow shelter, and then our Operation Safety Net, our outreach services. So it's really wonderful and a privilege to be part of the mission.
So Lena, tell us a little bit about Action Housing.
Sure. Action Housing has been around since 1957. We're Pittsburgh's oldest and largest affordable housing nonprofit agency, and our mission is to ensure that every Pittsburgher has a safe, stable, and affordable place to live. We do this by providing a variety of services and doing many different things. It's kind of hard to explain everything we do, so I like to divide it into real estate and non-real estate. So we own 2,000 units of affordable housing in the Pittsburgh region. We have a property management company. We have a real estate development unit which builds and renovates new affordable housing. We also have a number of service programs that help people stay in their homes affordably. We operate Pennsylvania's largest weatherization program, which weatherizes homes for low-income homeowners. We have a program that supports youth who are aging out of foster care. as they transition to adulthood. It provides housing and supportive services. And then we also have a large rental assistance program that helps people pay their rent if they lost income. And that started during the pandemic, but we've continued to operate it.
Yeah. So your two organizations are working together on two like really major projects. I mean, one is already pretty much is open, and then the other one is going to start. So tell us about these two projects and how you two got together to say, let's do this together.
Sure. Annette, you want to start?
I'll start. So as I mentioned, Bethlehem Haven of Pittsburgh owns the building located at 1410 Fifth Avenue in Uptown. Bethlehem Haven and Pittsburgh Mercy have made a commitment to live, work, play, and grow in Uptown. It's a community that's important to us and provides a lot of sense of community for the women. That building was very old. It was in dire need of repair and renovation. So through the process of understanding what does that strategic visioning for that renovation look like and who are the right partners to bring together, the board of Bethlehem Haven at the time, along with Pittsburgh Mercy's leadership, began a discernment process to understand who are the right partners. And first and foremost, it needed to be a partner that understood the mission and the integrity of the major renovation. So through a due diligence process, we approached Action Housing to understand and be able to assess their interest in partnering with us on phase one, which was the $4.2 million renovation of the 1410 Fifth Avenue building. That project was completed in March of 2024, but what it provided for these women and for the colleagues who work there has been an environment that's therapeutic and trauma-informed. There's an engagement level in that environment where we worked with Action Housing based on their experience of housing development and management, as well as interior designers and the architects to really understand how you define a therapeutic trauma-informed environment. All of the women who call Bethlehem Haven home at 1410 have come from some level of trauma.
So we want to make sure we talk a little bit, because we're almost out of time.
Oh, no.
So we want to talk a little bit about the other project that is coming online maybe in the next year. So that's like a $22 million project. Quickly tell us a little bit about that.
Sure, that is new construction. So Bethlehem Haven had this vision for a housing continuum where they have really supportive housing in the 1410 building, but then they wanted an apartment building where people could live independently with the right supports. So we worked together. They acquired the site in the 1400 block, and we spent about 2 years pulling together all of the funding that we needed to build a $22 million, 34-unit apartment building with office space on the first floor that's going to be used by the Bethlehem Haven staff as part of their service provision. And that's the project that's under construction now.
And then if people will be able, how will people be able to access this housing when it's ready quickly? I don't know if they would go online or have to be referred. How will that happen?
Sure, so we will be probably finishing construction in the spring of 2026, and a few months before the building is done, we'll start taking applications, and those will be on the Action Housing website, and they'll also be advertised through Pittsburgh Mercy,
Bethlehem Haven. So, and we're really excited about the opportunity to be able to finally be able to communicate that there's this opportunity for very low income affordable housing for singles and families.
Well, what we will definitely do is follow up with you guys too in another year and see how everything is going. Hopefully we'll get to go to the grand opening.
We'll invite you to the ribbon cutting.
Yes, we certainly will.
Thank you both so much for being here. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Well, coming up, a play comes to Pittsburgh to tell the story of the Tuskegee experiment. Intersections. We'll be right back. Well, it's a true story that had a negative impact on the medical care of African Americans and the trust between African Americans and the medical community. For 40 years, African American men in Tuskegee, Alabama, were subjects in a study on untreated syphilis by the United States Public Health Service. Today, there is a play about it by director Layon called Feed the Beast. It will be presented by the New Horizon Theater this February. And joining us now to talk about the play here in the studio are Dr. Joyce Moore. She is the board chairman, and we have also with us Layon Gray, the director and playwright of Feed the Beast. Thank you so much, both of you, for being with us today. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
So, Layon, let me actually start with you. Tell me a little bit about why you wanted to tackle this particular topic with the play.
Well, I knew I wanted to create something new and powerful dealing with African American history. And when I was doing my research, I stumbled upon this story. And I remember that it had never been told in a stage play. And I said, you know, this would be a wonderful time to sit down and write something about the medical experiments that happened back in the 1930s. So I did a lot of research and put this piece together, and we did it at the International Black Theater Festival, where New Horizon Theater Company saw it and said this would be a great piece to bring to the community in Pittsburgh. And so here we are.
Yeah. When you were doing that research, was there anything that you came across that really struck you as something like that you didn't know, that you learned, that really surprised you about what happened during those 4 decades?
Wow, that's a very good question, because I learned so much information that I did not know. I mean, I knew the experiments had went on for a very long time, but I didn't know it was over 40 years that these men were not treated for this disease that they did not know they had. So just learning the time that they went through of not knowing they had the disease was very, very, very powerful, and just a mind, looking up my mind about what these guys had went through at that time. I didn't know that it had lasted for so long.
Yeah. Dr. Moore, talk a little bit about why this is great for New Horizon to have this coming here to Pittsburgh, in particular for Black History Month.
I always say that Layon brings these plays to us, and he has on and off Broadway performers, and I always say that we bring New York to Pittsburgh. So if you don't feel like going to New York, we're right here, New Horizon, doing these plays. We've had an affiliation with Layon for years now, I believe since 2013, and he's always brought these powerful plays that once you hear about them, you think, oh, this is going to bring me down, but Layon gets you into the mix of the play. He shows you what the men go through from day to day with their own families. And then it's also sad too to know that this was a part of our history, but it's something that needs to be told. And Layon will do it with his group in a way that you can receive it without and ask questions about it and be able to do additional research on your own. So
Layon, tell us a little bit about a couple of the characters in this play. Who's the standout character that's featured here?
Well, as a writer, you try to flush out all the roles so they're evenly distributed with, the meaning and the way they affect each other on stage. So I don't particularly say there's a lead character in the play. I'm acting in the play, and I actually love my character, Clarence, within the show. And my character is, and we got to understand, this is set in 1930, from 1932 to 1970. So these men are sharecroppers, and my character had this dream of leaving Tuskegee to become this famous actor who's always wanted to leave and be in show business. And unfortunately, he has to stay and help his father perform and crop the farm. So throughout the years, he always has a dream of leaving. So I love my character, and I think all actors will say they love their characters. But I think the most dynamic role in the play is the doctor, Dr. Philip John, who is a Black doctor. And here the men thinking you have this Black doctor coming to help them get better. And throughout the progression of the play, we understand that that's not his motive. He has something different going on in his head.
Yeah. Well, it definitely sounds fascinating. And so, Dr. Joyce, give us a little bit of the details of where people can go to see the play, where it will be, what the dates are.
Okay. Yeah. And I will say that we saw this play in North Carolina also, and all of the actors were equally as fascinating to us. But you can go to see the play. Will be at Pittsburgh Public Theater at 621 Penn Avenue on the 3rd floor of the O'Reilly Building. And so we want people to come there. They can go to newhorizontheater.org and find out more about the play and about the playwright. And tickets are also on sale at Dorsey's Digital Imaging if people want to go there and not go online. So we have them available, and they can also call 412-431-0773 because we're trying to get groups together. And this play is appropriate for persons that are 14 years and older.
Yes.
So they can call us and we can make sure that they get all of the details.
Okay. Yeah, I was wondering about the age for that. Well, thank you both so much for being with us today. And Layon, we look forward to seeing this. It looks like it's going to be something that we can really take with us and learn more about. So thanks for bringing this topic up. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having us. We're excited to come back to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, we look forward to seeing them too. We love when they come here.
All right. Thank you both again.
Okay.
Well, coming up, Delta Sigma Theta sorority is celebrating 112 years. The Pittsburgh Alumni Chapter shares what's planned. Intersections. We'll be right back. In 1913, Delta Sigma Theta sorority was founded at Howard University, and now 112 years later, the sorority is actively serving in Pittsburgh and around the world. Here to share their activities and upcoming Founders Day luncheon, our Delta Alumni Chapter President, Doris Smith, along with Founders Day Chairman Christine Walker. Thanks so much to you for being here, ladies. Thanks so much.
Thank you for having
Thank you for having us.
Yes. Okay, so tell us a little bit about Delta Sigma Theta. Doris, you know, you're the president. Tell us about the sorority and what you guys do. And then, Christine, I'll have you tell us a little bit about the chapter. So go ahead.
Okay. Well, Delta Sigma Theta was founded in 1913, January 13th. We're 112 years young, and a sorority founded by 22 women, young women at Howard University who wanted to do something different, who wanted to focus on service, focus on community, and focus on social action and scholarship. And that's how we began with Delta Sigma Theta. What we have is the 5 pragmatic thrusts, in which we focus on education, development, economic development, international awareness and involvement, physical and mental health, as well as political and social action awareness within our 5 pragmatic thrusts in the communities.
Okay. And so, Christine, the chapter has been been here a while as well. So tell us a little bit about the chapter.
The chapter was founded in 1927. It's basically a combination of, at that time, it was a combination of the alumni members that were in the immediate area, and now we've actually expanded to members that are surrounding the Pittsburgh area, not just concentrated in the Pittsburgh area. We have various events throughout the years that fall under our 5-point programmatic thrusts, and we also have fundraisers to help raise funds for the various projects that we have as well.
Yeah, a lot of people sometimes they get bogged down with, oh, sorority, those are college students, you know. And the sorority, the black sororities, the D9 members, those organizations, you're a member for life, right? So tell us about this, you just had something on heart health. Tell us about that, because that was like a collaboration.
We had just recently had The Beat Goes On, Building Better Health Habits for Stronger Hearts. That was in partnership with the KSEP Foundation, the Kappa Scholarship and Endowment Fund of Western Pennsylvania, with sponsorship from UPMC. And that program focused on what can we do differently for mental health and physical health that will help to strengthen our hearts? And it was a day full of discussion, networking, and we had vendors out just to really talk about and really have some one-on-one conversation with our participants. We had leading speakers or leading subject matter experts throughout the Pittsburgh area join us.
Yeah, and then Christine, of course, the Founders Day is coming up, and you're the chair.
Yes.
So tell us about that day. I know you're going to actually celebrate some people here in the community.
Yes, we're very excited about our upcoming Founders Day that's going to take place on February the 22nd at the Omni William Penn Hotel. And we decided to do something different this year. We don't always have a public Founders Day, but this year we are. And we're honoring 6 organizations and agencies that basically support the same initiatives that we do for the community and also provide various services for the people in the community, as does our chapter. So we're going to be honoring Amachi, One Nation Mentoring Program, the Goodwill of Southwest Pennsylvania. I think I said Amachi already,
Yes,
did I not?
Amachi. I also have a Philip Randolph Institute.
Yes,
Yeah.
and also the Center That Cares, and also the Wesley Family Services.
Okay. And then can people, so this is, you said the first time you've had a public Founders Day event in a while.
Yes.
So can people still attend at this
Most
point?
definitely, they can purchase their tickets on Eventbrite. Also, if you go to our website as well as our Facebook page, the information is there, and you can just click on Eventbrite and purchase your ticket and give us your meal selection.
And your website is dstpghalumni.org.
That's correct.
All right. Thank you, ladies, so much for being with us. And we appreciate everything that you're doing. And hopefully we'll see you again.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. And I'll have my last word when we come back. Breathe in and out. Have you seen those coffee machines with messages that flash while the coffee is brewing? Recently, I noticed one where the words on the screen flash, breathe. And it's a timely message. The last month has been a blur of headlines right up to the tragic fatal plane crash in Washington, D.C. It's been a lot. And as we immerse ourselves in the information and looking for ways to help, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, sad, traumatized. Sometimes breathing can be a way to bring calm and relieve stress, and it may be worth a try. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Intersections.